here with reaction. Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson is with us. Senator, you know, we have confirmed on this show that there are over 20 FBI whistleblowers. You know of many of them. We now know the FBI has been politicized. It seems like the DOJ has been weaponized. My question to you is, there are reports out that these whistleblowers believe that Director Wray has lost control of the Bureau. Are you hearing that?
Not specifically that, but I first have to comment on what's happening in Memphis. It's horrific. My thoughts and prayers go out to the folks there. But, you know, Sean, you mentioned a dual or a two-tier justice system. I'm calling it at least three-tiered. And you have the one system that treats Hillary Clinton and Hunter Biden with kid gloves. Then you have the one for most other Americans. But then you have the weaponization of not only the federal law enforcement and the Justice Department, but federal agencies like the IRS, like OSHA, that come after the Democrats' political opponents. And that one, again, that is very corrosive to our democracy, and we're seeing that play out time and time again. What we're hearing from whistleblowers, and God bless them for coming forward. You've got people of integrity within these agencies that want their agencies restored to have credibility and integrity. So they're coming forward and they're starting to talk about what they're seeing, and that's the only way we're going to restore integrity. We need to understand the truth.
They got a reminder from the Attorney General that they're not allowed to talk to elected officials, to senators, to congressmen and women. Is that your understanding? Because that sounds an awful lot like intimidation to me. What are your thoughts?
No, I don't understand how the Attorney General can issue such an order. People who work for the federal government have the absolute right to come forward to Congress and be afforded whistleblower protection. And so, again, I'm calling on people, not just in the FBI, not just the Department of Justice, but if you are concerned about what is happening in your agency, the politicization of it, it being weaponized against American citizens, come talk to us. We'll afford you that whistleblower protection because, again, that's the only way we're going to restore confidence in these agencies. We need to expose the truth, and that's pretty much my mission.
You know, Senator, I've been watching your campaign, and according to some estimates, there have been $50 million already spent on negative ads attacking you, a lot of that money coming from outside of Wisconsin. One of the big lies that they're telling is that you want to cut back on Social Security benefits and Medicare benefits. It's not true, but I want to give you a chance to respond. And what do you know about your opponent, Barnes, that America would need to know and that the people of Wisconsin need to know?
Well, first of all, that is probably the biggest of many lies. I mean, just think of it for a moment, Sean. What elected official would ever propose cutting or ending Social Security? It's absurd on its face. I want to save Social Security. But what Wisconsinites need to know about Mandela Barnes is he's a radical leftist. He's a guy who thinks that the founding of America was awful. He thinks national parks are racist. What's racist about Old Faithful? He supports all of the radical policies of the Biden administration that's causing so much pain for Wisconsinites. 40-year high inflation record, gas prices rising, crime, the open border flooding our states with deadly drugs, killing our citizens. So again, he supports all of those things, but he's in hiding, Sean. He will not answer questions from the press. He wants to pull the wool over Wisconsinites' eyes while he's lying about me, smearing about me, assassinating my character, and engaged in the politics of personal destruction. But that's all he has. He can't defend Democratic policies, and he can't defend his past positions on these issues.
Same issue going on in states like Georgia. We'll talk to Herschel Walker, states like Pennsylvania with Dr. Oz. This guy, Fetterman, has campaigned for a whopping 20 minutes the entire general election. You can't make it up. Your race is important. We're going to continue to monitor, and we thank you for being with us. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.